On the last episode of Wild Child, the boat made its way with the help of our crewmate Ethan around Cape Fear up the Cape Fear River, and we anchored beside the ICW near Southport, North Carolina. Thought it would be easier for Ethan if we brought Wild Child into the marina, but with our 8-foot draft and the 6-foot marina basin, we couldn't make it in. The oil coupler for the flux. We needed to get Wild Child anchored somewhere where we could dinghy Ethan to shore so he could catch his ride home. I figured we could probably land at that marina over there and find some way to get him access to the roads again, where his girlfriend can pick him up. Yeah, we're fine up here. We just had to set a bow anchor. Hey guys, so everybody on YouTube tells you that sailing's all glory, fun, and tropical beaches, but after that, I don't know, long and arduous passage around Cape Fear that you just saw, we have to repair the boat, and we always have to repair the boat, so the first thing is to clean. We had a lot of water come out from under our bed. One of the things that we didn't realize is that these Newfoundland windows, which are fabulous, have an Allen key adjustment here to adjust the tension on the closure. But one of the things that we didn't realize, and maybe you can just see it, is that the hinge is out just a little too far, and the top of the window, there's a little bit of daylight there. It's not perfectly sealed. Well, when it rains, the rain just goes down here, and it never got in. But when you're under passage, the waves are under such enormous pressure, just absolutely dousing the boat, that under passage, this tiny bit of daylight was gushing water. The boat was heeled over, so we were lean, this side was down. That's my dresser where my purse and stuff stays. So when the water was coming in, it just filled my dresser. So my Kindle, my purse, probably my underwear drawer.
Yes, it's humid.
All wet, like everything's soaked. And I mean, like, to prepare a boat for the kind of beating that the ocean's gonna give you, you really have to, I don't know, sit at the dock, take a high pressure hose and just spray the living crap out of everything.
From every side.
Michelle's side as well, we have the same issue on the window. I don't know if it shows, no daylight there, but it was dripping down. So all the stuff on his dresser, that also got completely soaked. There was so much water in the V-berth from the last passage. It's the worst we've ever seen.
And if you look here, everything is in plastic.
As you guys know, all of our clothing and stuff has been in plastic bags for months now. We thought it was from the humidity and stuff, but we've discovered from the passage, like before last passage, we put a tarp under our mattress because we figured there was water coming down the wall going under. The tarp helped to some extent. We knew that there was a leak in here from before. That's the wires that went through that I hadn't sealed, so I 5200'd those after the crossing of the Gulf of Maine from Nova Scotia to Maine. Then we still had water under a couple of crossings in the liner, so Michelle kind of tore it apart, dried it out, and tried to find it. He didn't find it. Under last passage around Cape Fear, Michelle came up here while we were under passage, and we were pounding it through 6-foot waves, like the anchor locker filled with water. And then I don't know if you can see this, but above the headliner, there's a tiny little hole going to the anchor locker. And he said he saw that just pissing. There's a bit of a crack where they'd stuffed it. He saw that just pissing water. We probably had about 4 gallons of water come through there. So now we have to fiberglass that. We gotta seal that in with fiberglass. The stress on your boat under an ocean crossing when the nose of your boat is burying in the waves, it's unbelievable. Like, it's horrible.
I can't imagine.
So when it's time to do work on the boat, that means that you make a mess again. Our hardware store, that's what we call it, is the storage area under the passage berth. That's where all the spare parts and all the extra gear is kept. However, since the pilot berth is usually absolutely jam-packed full of crap, which we have to pull all this crap out first to even be able to get access to the hardware store, I always make Michelle do it. He's a good sport. And then we can dig into there for all the hardware stuff that we need. Today's project requires, we have leftover mill fiber, gloves, paintbrushes, paper cups, fiberglass.
And
he got some fiberglass out. And the stuff that guys, so I wasn't able to film the miserable part when I got the gloves on and did all the mixing, but no hole anymore. So I filled the cracks with mill fiber, stuffed it in by hand, took 2 pieces of weave matting, and then I formed them into the shape, and then I had a bunch of like 1 ounce cloth that I kind of shaped all around. It's pretty sealed now, and once that fiberglass hardens, you know, theory is we'll not have a wet bed anymore, but you know, water is amazingly prolific or persistent. Now we gotta go to the anchor locker and see what we can do there. We were happy to have decent enough weather and a calm place to anchor to get this work done. But working on the boat beside the ICW was a little weird. It's like doing repairs on the side of the highway. WildChild's anchored in the ICW. You can see this guy motoring against the current. There's a lot of traffic, so it's like being anchored on the edge of a highway. There's another boat in front of us that's been trying to set their anchor for the last 20 minutes. Currents here are fairly strong. Looks like they're taking a rest on the edge of the highway like we are. There is something peaceful there is something spiritual about just sitting on the boat and watching the world go by. A peacefulness fills your soul. It's why we love our boat so much. We get to touch this moment. Sometimes I wonder, is this the way our elders see the world? Do our elders see themselves as anchored, and the rest of us lost in hurried busyness? Is your life passing you by in busyness? Are you running out of time to buy your sailboat and come out here and see the world with the rest of us sailors? Have you ever heard the expression, that's a salty boat? It's because when you're in the ocean, your boat literally gets covered in a crusting of salt. Look at the solar panels. Is this crazy or what? Oh, to live the peaceful life of a pelican. Pelicans chase after the fishing boats for hopes of scraps falling off the back.
There you see a bunch of pelican. A bunch of pelican, it's your neighbor basically. I never saw that. It's beautiful. It's so different. And now they're very shy. Bye guys. I love it.
Sometimes I get asked, sailing life seems so hard and so miserable. Why do you do it? It's not all hard and miserable. There are times when cruising life is actually very rewarding. It's spiritual, and it can be peaceful, and it can be stressful, and it can actually be kind of nice. You catch a sunset from the deck of your boat with a glass of wine, and it's a spiritual moment that'll stay with you for the rest of your life.